Welcome back to Homegrown Passion. I'm Katie, and this is part 2 of our strawberry build. In today's video, I'm setting the posts, shoveling in gravel, and we're building the framework for the rail system. Definitely didn't get as far as we wanted to, so I'm going to have another part 3 to show filling up the beetle buckets and getting all the strawberries planted. So stay tuned. I wanted to get the powdery dirt off of the ground cover, so I decided to sweep the whole high tunnel. Shoveling the gravel into the holes around the post with the number 8s was so much easier than using 57s, and I think that's because the number 8s are so much smaller. Luckily, I brought a couple extra posts back here with me because I put the one that's on the ground in one of the holes, and the thing was really crooked, so it would not have made my strawberry stand look good. So I'm going to bring this extra one, put it in the back hole, and we're almost done. After we set a line of posts, I would remeasure to make sure the next set of posts to put in were always on 10 foot on center, because I didn't want to have a big grid work of strings going across the high tunnel because I know I would trip all over them. And we were using the mule and the skid steer in and out of here, so it was just so much easier just to remeasure each time we set a post. Well, it's another beautiful early spring day, nice and warm in the high tunnel. So today I'm using my self-leveling laser so I can mark all the posts where we want to cut them off and then build our strawberry stands. And we want to make sure all the posts are even because, you know, they're up and down, so you can't really measure on the posts where you want to cut them off. So this laser really helps. So I'm going to go down to each one, put my little mark, and then we'll take the chainsaw and cut off the posts. So I got a couple different marks on the first post here, trying to decide how high I wanted the strawberry buckets. You know, when you're harvesting, you don't want them above your head and you don't want it too low, so you bend over. So we are going to cut the post off at this level, and then we're going to go up 14 inches with our bracket that we're going to make, and then we'll have our rails to hang the strawberry buckets. So the strawberry buckets will be right about here, which would be perfect for me. So here's about where the bucket's going to sit. You know, I'm going to have the rails here. It's going to sit on the rails, and that gives me enough room with my framework and the bottom of the post to be able to put my gutter system in. And again, the gutter system is going to collect all the runoff so it doesn't go on the floor here in the high tunnel, and we can collect it at the end in a trough, and then we can use it to water the hay fields and give the fertilizer to something else. So while I'm marking the post, I went ahead and I'm filling up my trough because my beetle buckets, I mean, they're pretty clean. I had them sitting outside and had sprayed some bleach, and the rain washed them off, but they're still not perfect. So I want to just give them one final rinse. So I'm filling up the water trough here, so the water can get warmed up and I can take my brush and just get everything all nice and cleaned off and get any mud and debris off of the buckets before I fill them up with my growing medium and plant my strawberries. To mark the post, I have to make sure that this part of the receiver is pointing towards the laser, otherwise it won't register. And it has up and down arrows, so I know exactly where I need to mark it. It's telling me to go down, and you hear that, oops, right there. That's where I have to mark it. So go ahead and take my marker, got it marked, and then go on to the next post. I'm so glad I decided to watch the Beto buckets. I wasn't going to do it, but these buckets have been in place for 2 years because if you guys recall from last year, I overwintered my strawberries because we had a really mild winter, and I turned these buckets over and look underneath the wings. Look at all those bugs that are underneath there. And I've been soaking them, and that doesn't even get it off. So I need to brush it. So I got my little chair set up here, and I tried a variety of brushes. None of these guys worked. This one didn't work either. So I found this little long bristled brush that's really nice and soft. It's working really well to get inside the grooves underneath the wings. Let's do it a couple times. And look at all the bugs are off the Beto bucket. So I don't want to have any pests in this high tunnel once I get everything all nice and clean, since we're going to put the screen on it. So I'm so glad I decided to wash the bucket. So I'm just taking the brush, going along it, getting all the dirt off. So it's taken about probably a minute for each bucket. So it'll take me 200 minutes to get all 200 buckets done. I know I'll probably get some comments about why don't you power wash them. I've done that before. I'll put a link down below to the video where I did that. And it is not fun, and I had to wear a raincoat, and I got totally soaked. This is so much easier and so much comfortable sitting here in my lounge chair. Well, I was going to try to cut the post with the electric chainsaw. This thing's a little bit too heavy, and I don't think I could cut it straight. So I'm going to ask Doug to use this big steel chainsaw that we got back here to go ahead and fly through and cut them all off nice and even. So after we backfilled all the posts, I went around to see if any of them were loose, and as you can see, some of them are, and as you shake them, you can see the gravel going back down. So I grabbed out the spud bar, and I'm going to go ahead and tamp the gravel around. You can see it's really going deep down in the gravel. Tamp it around the post to make sure they're really nice and tight inside the hole. God, we've had this spud bar forever. A neighbor at one of our old houses made it for us. And this thing, I don't know how much it weighs, but it's pretty cool. It does a good job. That really made a big difference. Nice and stable now. So here's the framework that we're building to put the rail system on. These long ones that go up are 15 inches. The ones that go across are 14 inches. And then the post goes through the bottom here. So let me show you how it's going to be set up on each post. So come on, let's go over here. So here's the framework on top of the post, with the 2x4 being 3.5 inches. So in between, and the posts were 4 inches. We had to shave off a little bit of the post to have it fit down perfectly. So they just sit on really nice. We're going to screw them in so they're nice and secure. And then the rails are going to sit on top here. We're going to use a pipe clamp and clamp them down, and then I'll be able to put my Beto buckets in, and there's plenty of room for my gutter system. Well, I hope you guys liked today's video. Stay tuned next week for part 3. Now finally get my strawberries planted. And like always, please leave me questions, comments, or suggestions down below, and we'll see you guys next time.